Hello and welcome to the second episode of the Golden Boots podcast. This is your host, Jorge Gonzalez. Our podcast is all about soccer, everything soccer. We love soccer. And today for our second episode, we have Mr. Lee and Mr. JT. How are you guys doing today?
Good, man. Yourself?
Good.
Amazing, amazing. How's your morning going?
Yeah, pretty good.
I got up pretty early, walked the dog.
Nice, nice. What was the dog saying? Anything?
Nothing much. But he's a new dog, and I'm hoping he will he'll learn to go to the bathroom in better places. Let's put it that way.
Nice. So you guys run your own kind of channel, right? And so Charlotte Fan TV, correct?
Yeah, Cltfc Fan TV.
CLT
FC
FC
Fan
TV, run by Lee and JT.
That's right.
That's right.
For the
Keep
fans, by the fans.
For the
Nice.
fans, by the fans. Keep it rhyming.
I love that. I love that. So one of the things I wanted to do today is kind of get you guys on to tell me a little bit about yourselves and what you guys are about and what you want to do with CLT FC Fan TV.
That's right. You get used to it.
Yeah.
Don't say it fast. Just slow it down.
No, man. I mean, we're just trying to get some grassroots efforts for the fans. Nothing too professional. Grassroots. Just keep hitting the ground. Have the fans on, tell us all about their feelings for Charlotte and the new soccer team or football team, and just keep it rolling, man. Just put some content out.
That's awesome. So Lee, you told me a little bit about you were from London, correct?
That's correct. Southeast London, to be technically correct. From a small town called Dagenham.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you came to the States when you were how old?
Yeah, I was like 13, so straight from London to Huntersville.
Okay.
Big culture shock.
What was like the biggest culture shock that like you were like, whoa?
I don't know, man. Maybe all the pastures, because back then there was, Birkdale's blowing up, right? That wasn't there when I was around. So, and then the lack of soccer, right?
Yeah.
I mean, especially here in the South, there was really, there was no soccer. The only way I could keep up with it was with a little snippet from the USA Today on like Monday or Tuesday. It showed the scores.
Okay.
So, I mean, the internet wasn't even born yet, right?
Yeah. What year did you come here?
So 88.
Okay.
Yeah. So
yeah.
About 30-something years now.
So pre-COVID times, right?
Pre-COVID. That's right. Yeah. Pre-COVID times. Well, you're from Honduras, right?
I am. I was born in Honduras, and I came here when I was 5 years old.
Nice.
So I've always been a huge soccer fan.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's in the blood.
I was little, I mean, I feel like if you're raised as an immigrant from, especially Central America, you're going to love soccer.
That's all you got, right? That's it, man. It's
so I played the sport. I grew up watching Liverpool. And so I know you're a Tottenham fan.
Yeah. We'll let that slide today.
So I grew up watching Liverpool and Barcelona. Those are my two favorite teams.
Yeah.
They had, when I started watching, Barcelona had Ronaldinho, they had Deco, they had Eto'o up top.
Yeah.
Messi was beginning to be a name.
Yeah.
And I became a Barca fan first. Then I saw a Champions League game that Liverpool did with Real Madrid where they beat them 4-1, I believe, at Anfield.
Right.
Torres runs to the cop, pulls his shirt up.
Torres,
and I was like, okay,
that's it.
This is my team too.
Right. Yeah. I hear you.
Yeah. How about you?
I was going to say that's funny, though, because like I grew up in Virginia Beach, and they had a really good soccer league there for the youth. But there was no way in the 80s and even into the 90s to watch any professional, unless you had a satellite, like an old school. I'm not talking direct TV. I'm talking like the big satellite dishes in your backyard that would get the direct feed. So growing up, I mean, I love soccer. I played it through high school, but there was nothing on TV. I could never watch it. So now that I'm in my 40s and having a chance to really become a fan and watch the Premier League, and Lee's been nice enough to allow me to be a Tottenham Hotspur fan. No, I had to pick a team. It was like 7 years ago, 8 years ago, because the Premier League just got the deal with NBCSN, and it was on. I was like, well, I need to start watching this. I need to watch some more sports, and this is good stuff. And he's like, man, you got to go with Spurs. I'm like, all right, Spurs, I guess so. Hotspur seems pretty cool. Chicken with a spike on its leg. All right, we'll go with that. I mean, and now, just watching as much as I can. I'm really starting to love it. And now that the team, Charlotte FC, is coming to town, for me, I was just stoked to kind of get on the grassroots, like Lee was saying, and just see what's out there with the fans and have some fun. This is not about us trying to make money or develop a brand or anything like that. It's about us getting together with other fans and having a good time. So that's all we're trying to do.
I love that because one of our goals is to create a soccer community in our city.
Yep.
Right? I feel like we can do a great job of identifying as that.
Right.
Like, especially with a new team, we have one of the fastest growing cities here in the area. And I mean, I love that.
Yeah.
Like, I want us to be known, like, okay, Charlotte FC.
Yep.
Like, that's the team.
Well, Charlotte's like the new melting pot, right?
Correct.
I mean, it's just so diverse. You know, you can just ride around and just see people from all sorts of life, right? Walks of life. And so, you know, it was good to see Charlotte FC come along. And, you know, what do you think of the name?
I think I like it. It's a safe name.
It's a safe name.
Right?
Yeah.
So
It's timeless.
Some of the things that I saw on there, like personally, when I saw Carolina Gliders, I was like, all right.
They
like,
just threw that in for some fluff or something,
they
right?
did.
Yeah.
And then when they were doing the list and eliminating, I was like, it's still there.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
no, yeah, that's it. You know, I was kind of, if it wasn't Charlotte FC, I was more along the lines on the athletic side.
Yeah, me too, actually.
know?
I kind of like that,
Yeah,
too.
but, you know, Charlotte FC, you know, if Raleigh ever gets a team, you know, at least we're not Carolina United or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
cheesy
saw a
name you
lot
wanna
of
throw in
the
there.
Carolina United trying to piggyback on, you know, what the Panthers did back then. It's like, no, let's just be
Get our own
Charlotte, our
identity.
team, our
Yeah.
city. And again, being a newer fan to the international soccer world and being the, you know, I always want to see a mascot and everything. And for me, I'm always pulling back like, hold on, we're just Charlotte FC. And Lee's like, yeah, that's what it is. I'm like, oh, right. I understand. I get it. And that's one thing I want to do within this whole experience is try to kind of represent the new fan. And because like so many people, you know, don't know the language, I didn't know what a kit was until like 4 years ago. And, you know, and then, you know, the pitch and all this other kind of stuff. So I want to be like the representative for the newer fans, and I want to bring them into the fold and all that stuff and help them understand why Charlotte FC is a great name.
That's funny you say that because, like, I like watching, like, fan channels. And I remember once hearing someone said, man, he just hit a worldie. And I was like, a worldie? What is that? And, like, I'm Googling it. And then I start saying it. People are like, what are you saying? Nice.
Yeah.
So you guys talk about that perspective of creating a Charlotte community. I know you have a background since you're from London.
Yeah.
You kind of saw, like, London is a big soccer city. I mean, you've got Chelsea, you've got Arsenal, you've got Fulham, you've got Tottenham.
Yep.
It's such a big city of soccer. And
Yep.
I know growing up, you kind of probably saw that perspective. What do you think are some things that we can bring from there here?
So I think the actual Charlotte FC is kind of touching on that, right, with the academies.
Yeah.
You know, they're doing the under-14s, under-17s, right, which is great. They want to get some of those homegrown players through the system, which is awesome. You know, the only difference between that and at least in England is that, you know, you could be 5 or 6 years old and playing for, you know, Liverpool Academy, Tottenham Academy, or Arsenal or whoever. So, you know, it's like day one, right? As soon as you start walking, you got a ball at your feet, and then you're just, you know, playing various different local teams, you know, school teams, and then there's obviously, you know, like outside the academy world, right? More just, you know, for the fans that, or the players that are not good enough to get into the academy. So it's kind of interesting to see that, you know. It's and then you see them, right? They start playing at the Premier League at like the age of 16, 17, like Rooney, right?
Yes.
And, you know, it's just amazing to me that they get in so young and that's all they do, right? So, you know, there's some dedication from them as a player, and obviously their family, I'm sure, has sacrificed a lot, right?
Yeah. I like that. You're right. Like, if you grow up in an academy, like what we're building here, like you identify with the city.
That's right, yep.
So once you get to that first team, you are part of Charlotte.
That's right, and then he's one of your own, right? And then
Yeah.
so when he scores, we can start chanting that, right?
You get a discount when you sign them? Is that the way it
Yeah,
works?
yeah.
I think you're channeling your inner Harry Kane right
That's
now.
right. Yeah,
I
yeah,
got that.
yeah. Good play, man. Yeah. So, how about you? Right, you're Honduras, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, how's it different from here to there?
I think I touched it a little bit on our last episode,
Yeah.
but the thing that I love about the USA that people like don't have a lot of perspective on
Yep.
is how blessed we are to be here.
Land of the
Yes.
opportunities, man. You put
mean,
your mind to it.
There's people that would give their left arm to be here,
100%.
right?
Yep.
I think, and that's in everything within sports.
Yep.
Like, you know, you see a lot of players that have a lot of talent,
Right.
and the problem is that they have to worry about things that like, for example, I woke up this morning, I turned on the shower, took a shower, brushed my teeth.
Yeah.
Like, kids today in my country woke up walked 30 minutes to get water,
wow.
stuff like that. You know, like this stuff that we don't think about.
Yeah, we're ignorant to that, right?
Yeah. And I just think that makes it more difficult for them to actually make that jump, because I see the teams I watch, you know, U17, U20 World Cups,
right?
And like they do well and they're competing at that same level, but I'm like, what's going on?
There's the disconnect, right?
Yeah. But then I see what they're doing. I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And like I think the most important thing that doesn't get taught is mentality.
Mentality is
right?
huge.
Like you can go and talk to Ronaldo, and there's no way that man believes that Messi's better than him.
No, he's not.
I think that's a whole nother argument. But I'm like,
3.
But like, you know, I think I love that, because that's the mentality you have to win.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
If you do not have that, that's why he has what he has.
Yep.
Because he has that mentality.
That's it.
And if you build that into yourself, and I know that's a difficult thing to do,
right,
then you'll go on and succeed.
Well, it's hard to not get distracted, right? You got your friends over here when you get to 17, 18, party and having a good time, right? Where others are just focused. And like you said, right, mentality is huge when it comes to that sort of thing. So
100%.
Yeah, man. So yeah, Ronaldo the GOAT. Heard it here first.
Okay. So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Say the year's 2026, right?
All right.
You know, Charlotte's got the team on the board.
Yeah.
We may have a title. We may not.
Oh, we will.
Let's speak it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, what would you like to see your channel at? What do you envision for what you guys want to do?
Again, right? And we really want to listen to the fans, hear what they have to say. Tally kind of touched on it. You know, bringing all the fans in, right? We're not just looking for these guys that talk stats, you know everybody's name, can tell you how many times they touched the ball in the last 25 minutes. You know, we want the guys that don't know what a pitch means, or a kit, right, or a forward, or a striker, or offside, or whatever. So we want to bring the whole community together to celebrate Charlotte FC and the soccer that's going to be played at the Bank of America Stadium.
Yeah, and
I love that.
And for me, you know, it's definitely really important in creating the content to really have the feeling of fun, and to bring, you know, because if we even aren't together at the game itself, or if you're watching an away game or whatever it is, the idea that we can kind of get the spirit and get it out there of having fun as a fan of Charlotte FC. That's what I want to come through. Because if it ever looks too serious or that we're not having fun, then I'm not really that interested in it. But yeah, we filmed in front of the Bank of America Stadium the other day, where they have the huge banner up, and you know, I was just thinking about and looking forward to it. And we even cracked a beer to toast to it, that, you know, in the future, 2 years from now or in 2026, I envision, you know, us out there after a game, and we're not leaving early, after a game with the cameras and, you know, the mics and everything, and just talking to whoever about whatever. And then also at away games, going to their garage and a watch party with them, and go and check out the people in the academy. Just as long as we're, you know, getting together with whoever and creating this fun fandom, that's what's important to us.
I love that, and I feel like it's something that you're projecting to, right? Like, one of the things that I love about the era that we live in is, like, it's a good thing, but it's also a bad thing that we're able to record and we're able to see a lot of things, right?
Yep.
Because, you know, in the future, like, I guess, like, when I have children and things, like, I can show them stuff like this. Like, I always hear people talking about, oh, like, I remember when my dad took me to Anfield,
right?
And, you know, I saw the cop, and they started singing "You Never Walk Alone," and then I became a fan.
Right.
Well, I mean, you guys are going to do something even more special, because, like, you're going to project that. You're going to see, like, I like envisioning things. In 15, 20 years, like, hey, son, look, there's me on Cltfc Fan TV, and I'm giving an interview and giving perspective. And, you know, I love that. Like, I feel like as a kid, I would tie more into that.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully by 2026, we will have some press credentials or something, and we get a little bit. That is, you know, thinking about it, you know, beyond the fun part, although this would obviously be fun, is to get more ingrained with the team itself and stuff, and just to be legit and have, you know, contacts within the team that might give us interviews and stuff. And Lee came up with a really good hook, is that at the end of every show, we're going to try to invite, or we're going to say that David Tepper, you know, we couldn't get to him, but basically give him a little teaser to say, hey, anytime you want to come talk Although I like calling him DT. I'm trying to put that out there because he seems like a DT kind of guy. I bet he has some friends that calls him DT. But the idea being that, yes, not only would we be talking to the fans, but the players and everybody. But again, to create this fun fandom. And the best thing, too, is with us being the 30th team, I like that, being like the last team in for at least, I don't know, for a while. It's like, I don't know. I feel like we're like the newest kid on the block.
Yeah.
And I'm looking, I get energy from that thinking, oh, this is like a unmolded piece of clay, and we know what it has for the most part, but we're about to turn it into what we want it to be as fans. This is not what they wanted, so I'm just completely stoked about it.
Yeah, I like that because when you look at like the most successful teams, they have a great way of making the fan feel a part of the team.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And I feel like that's something that we're going to do as well with our channels, with the podcast, with everything that we're trying to accomplish here.
Right.
Like it's like you feel like you're part of a team.
Yeah, I mean the Timbers, they do it right. It'd be just great to kind of obviously not mimic them, but have that sort of atmosphere, right? They got the chants going, they got the sawing of the wood or whatever they do.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
I love that. I love that kind of stuff. And then, just starting the rivalry with Atlanta, and obviously the Panthers and the Falcons already had that going and stuff, and I look forward to that.
Yeah.
And I could see us too, being down there and talking with their fan TV and just, it's just fun.
Man, we just ran a Greyhound, man. Take off down 85, man.
That's
about
right.
50 other people.
That's right.
Let's roll out.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
That'd be,
yeah.
that is going to be very
That's
cool.
it. 2026. I'm gonna yell up the front of the bus, be like, Jorge, remember what you asked what we'd be doing in 2026? This is it, man. We're rolling down 85 to Atlanta.
So what do you think of the colors, man?
The colors, I really love the colors.
Yeah, that
actually.
blue's pretty dope.
It is. I like because it gives it a little bit of a Panthers feel as well,
Yeah.
which is cool because I think that represents our city,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
I'm glad we don't have some crazy colors.
Yeah.
Like I like the blue, I like the black. It's actually, those are my two favorite colors, so I was like, perfect.
Yeah. There's been some good mock-ups out there, man. Hopefully Adidas and MLS are paying
There
attention,
is.
man, because there's been some really nice
Yeah.
mock-ups for sure.
I'm surprised at how quickly the turnaround is for like people to do stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, they're just like us, right? They're jumping on, let's do this sort of thing, right?
A lot
Let's
of,
get
a lot of people have some
content.
extra time these days too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, I guess I don't know when the first kit's going to be revealed, right? They're talking about maybe next year, so.
Yeah, sometime next year. So
Yeah.
we'll see. I'm
it.
excited about it.
Yeah, same for sure.
Now, is there a channel that you guys like watching that you see and you're like, okay, I'd like some of that on our channel?
The big one, right, is Arsenal TV, as much as I hate to talk about those guys, right?
As a Tottenham fan.
Yeah. So, but, I mean, they do it, right? I mean, he's kind of, what's his name, Robbie, right?
Yeah.
He's kind of set the way, right? I mean, in my opinion, 99% of the channel was started because of his idea, and I just think it's just brilliant, right? You get your characters on there, you know what I mean, fam? Blood, right? And all that kind of stuff. So, it's like, yeah, like at some point, I'm sure we're going to get a couple of fans that kind of more regular than just the other folks, right? The ones that want to be in front of the camera versus, that just rather stand back. So, we're just going to kind of let this naturally grow, right, wherever it takes us. So, again, if there's something out there that the fans want to see and we can do it, we'd be more than happy to try to put it together, So.
yeah, if you're out there and you're a fan and you're having fun, we want to hang out with you.
Yeah, we want to have
with our
fun, too.
camera and stuff like that, for sure. And I just love the idea of regulars and different people and developing, not developing who we know and the different characters, and maybe getting a certain sound bite from a certain person every day, every time after a game, that we know it really wants to talk to us and stuff, and then he can have his own little. Like a little segment. Yeah. It's now time for Going with Gary, or I don't know, who knows what. And that for me, just with production and stuff, I just can't wait to have the fun of just creating all sorts of craziness for people to be entertained by. So,
Let me ask you a question then. MLS style, do you think our Charlotte team would be better off starting off with some sort of defensive style, building from the back first, or making it more exciting, more offensive first?
Yeah, I've been watching the MLS tournament, right, and just kind of trying to see. It seems like the MLS as a whole is more top heavy.
Yes.
Right? It's more like a basketball game, right? The midfield, it doesn't really exist, right? I mean, especially last night I was watching the Minnesota game, and it was just basically long balls, right? And there was obviously some going on in the middle. So to answer your question, I don't know if we become a defensive team, which would, in my opinion, you start from the back and you go through all the phases, right? Mm-hmm. But if we do that, are we shooting ourselves in the foot because, everybody's top heavy, right? So we're going to need some decent strikers, right?
Yeah.
And so I mentioned on Twitter, that I wouldn't mind to see somebody like Jamie Vardy, right? Somebody that's quick on that counter attack, right? And time we get around, he'd be like 35, 36, so he might be looking for one more big contract before he calls it quits. So, yeah, man, I mean, I would prefer it to be more defensive and out the back, but to compete in the MLS, I feel like we're going to need to start from the front and work our way back.
Okay.
How about you?
I honestly believe after watching a lot of games in the MLS, defending, I'm like, who's teaching defending?
Yeah, nobody. Yeah. Some of the finishing's questionable too.
Yeah. But exactly what you just touched on, I feel like would be a better approach, especially when you're a new team.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, let's get solid at the back. Let's get a good goalkeeper, a good, strong central defender with good presence, and let's start with a counter.
Right.
And then grow from there.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at Chelsea, for example.
Right.
Everybody up top looks amazing.
Yeah.
Right.
But they got the Rolls Royce up the front, and then they got the crawler in the back. Man.
Nice. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
And then I look at 2017 Liverpool, and it was the same thing. Like, okay, awesome, we're winning 3-0. We lost 4-3.
Yeah. You can't outscore everybody, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys got the most expensive goalkeeper, I believe.
And then the most at the time it was the most expensive of defender.
Yeah. And he's brilliant, man.
Yeah.
He's solid. That was a good pickup, for sure.
So I think if we go amongst that route, especially when you're new, right?
Yeah.
If we can establish ourselves with that as a strong defense, and then on the counter, we can find goals.
Yeah.
So
having that creative player too, right, would be nice, right? Because I don't see a lot of – you see a lot of individual skills in the MLS, but you don't really see the the guy that's flicking the ball on, making those, those passes. But, just to kind of keep the flow going in the game, right? Coming out of that midfield again. But, yeah, from everything I saw, man, most of the MLS is just attack.
Yeah.
And, I mean, those boys have got to be in shape for sure to run that hard all the time, But,
Yeah, and I mean, to find a creative player like that, you have to be special.
Yeah.
Like, I personally believe that Christian Pulisic at 21 is the greatest player to put on a USMN T-shirt.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Like, he is levels above everybody, right?
Yeah.
And I've seen some interviews already, and I see that mentality in him.
Yeah.
Right? I forgot what game it was. I think it was against Canada.
Okay.
Where, he was subbed out and he started crying.
Right.
Right? And I'm like, you know what? Like, a lot of people are going to give him flack because, why are you crying? Is this a game? No, but he wanted it bad enough.
Yep, that was the passion, man.
That's it.
Yeah,
when you want something bad enough, you're going to work hard and you're going to make it happen.
That's right.
Right?
So, yeah. So to kind of piggyback off of your question, right? If we're going to kind of do this counterattack sort of, what's your thoughts on manager styles, right? To looking through the MLS, there's not really a big manager, right? It's not like the Rafa Benitez, right?
Yeah.
Or, whoever, throw it out there, the Jose Mourinho's and that sort of thing, right? So if you had any thoughts on maybe new managers or?
I'm always the perspective, I know this is quite the opposite of what I've been talking about, but I love attacking football.
Yeah.
Right? So,
of course, right?
Yeah.
You want to see goals?
Yeah, you want to see goals. You want to see beautiful football.
Yeah.
I think in terms of the MLS, it's all going to depend on what the budget is for our team, okay? Because we can either be an LAFC or we can be, no disrespect, like a Minnesota United, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty much been irrelevant, right?
Yeah.
So depending on where we fall in that category, I think will depend on who we bring in.
Right.
But I think having somebody that's exciting, right? Kind of like Arteta at Arsenal.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like they turned their crappy season and won a trophy at the end.
Still a crappy. Anyways.
But you need somebody who's hungry like that.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that and having a player on the team that just says, I am Charlotte FC.
That's it, right? And again, that'll go back to the academy, right? At some point, we're going to have that solid player come through, and he's just going to be nothing but Charlotte. And it's just going to be awesome to follow and just see that growth, right?
Yeah. So that's what I want. I'm hoping we get that.
Yeah.
I think the ingredients of a successful team has all those parts.
That's right.
Right? Because even like the player of the year in England was Jordan Henderson.
Yeah.
Like skills, not the greatest,
solid, right?
Yeah. But mentality, he's up there.
Yeah. He's always consistent. Consistent. So, and at the end of the day, nobody's bigger than the crest, right?
Yeah.
So
100%.
Hopefully everything plans out right. I feel Tepa's willing to invest. I feel like he's already called out Atlanta, right? So Atlanta, we're coming for you, boys.
Is it a crest or is it a coin? That's what I still don't understand.
It's always a crest, right?
Yeah, right.
But man, I'm super excited. I just, it seems to me, at least in the MLS, there's a lot of like South American influence, right, versus European.
I love that.
So, so it is going to be more technical versus like, in Europe, it's more physical, right? We're hitting.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting because like Latin America gets a bad rep, and I believe it 100% of like players like being very like dirty and tricky. Yeah. Like even I remember like playing in high school. Yeah. Like the ball would go out and I would grab it. I would kick it out and I would grab it and throw it in as if the other player did. But I'm like, why is our mentality that versus like in England, it's getting a little bit like that, but like in like top tier European leagues, like they don't play that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, for lack of better terms, a little more professional in that sense, right? Because I don't know, it seems in Europe, it seems a lot cleaner, faster, right? And it's like at least, again, the MLS seems just a tad bit slower, but as the talent comes and that sort of thing, I feel it's just the only way to go is up, right? And the MLS is definitely taking off, and I'm excited, man.
Which is like a league that is starting to grow on me as well, right? Because before I was like, it's the MLS.
That's the same.
But now that we have a team in our city, like it gives it a whole new meaning, a whole new perspective.
That's why we're here.
Yeah.
Right, doing that thing, right? So, So how can we find you guys, man, if we were to look for you on the interwebs?
Our Instagram is TopBin90.
Okay.
And we also have a Twitter page called TopBin90.
Nice.
And so that name came off of anytime a player scores top bins, like it goes, if it's a 90 angle, like there's no way the goalie's gonna get to that.
No way. No, could be standing right there, still wouldn't get it.
Yeah. What about you guys? Where can we find you guys?
Yeah, I mean, again, right, Twitter handle, Facebook. Eventually, sometime YouTube. We just need 100 subscribers so we can claim that URL. So go ahead and subscribe to us, folks, and Insta, right, all at Cltfc Fan TV. So that's exactly where we're at, and just trying to keep the content flowing.
Awesome.
And keep it going and keep on having fun.
Having fun. That's it.
If you didn't get that message from me, it's all about the fun.
Yeah, I love that. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on the second episode of the Golden Boots podcast.
Right on.
And hopefully you guys have a great day, and long live CLT with JT and Lee and everybody that comes here.
Thanks, man.
I was trying to rap, but that was bad.
I can't wait to see you out there, and also in 2026 to remember this conversation and be like, look where we are now.
It'll be cool. Like,
and you're married and you have a kid. What?
I'll come with like some sort of like tactical analysis. Like, hey guys, look at this. Like, Jorge, you barely knew how to work the microphones back then.
That's right. Yeah.
We'll come to your studio. Right.
I love that.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Sweet.